Alright, sorry it took me so long. Life has been hectic. This is my video telling about going back to the memorial this year. And I'm happy that so many went back. Some of them talked to old friends or whatever. And I want to hear more stories about that. But I did go this year, and I went with two other ex-witnesses, if you will. They're not disfellowshipped or disassociated. They simply just don't believe everything the Watchtower teaches them. They don't go to meetings anymore. But we went to the Stockbridge Kingdom Hall, one of, I don't know which one. It was not the same one that tried to kick me out, but they definitely knew me at this hall. What was weird is, see, I went to several different halls growing up. I went to the Covington Kingdom Hall, I went to the McDonough Kingdom Hall, and you know, they all split several times. And when I went to the Kingdom Hall, or it wasn't actually at a Kingdom Hall, it was at something called the Tea Room this year. The 2010 memorial I went to was at a place called the Tea Room in Stockbridge. It was funny that a lot of my old friends came to the one I was at, even though they go to other congregations. Their parents or their family weren't there. It's like they went out of their way to come to this, and they had no idea I was coming. I had no idea they were coming to that. As if like something had directed them to be there. It was really crazy. But we went in, we sat in the back row, and one of my best friends growing up as a witness, knew him ever since I was born, was sitting in front of me. And he, in fact, recently told me never to contact him ever again because I told him that the Watchtower had joined the United Nations as an NGO. Well, after his bold statement to never contact him ever again, here I was sitting right behind him. And I definitely was going to talk to him when the meeting was over. Well, the elder giving the talk, I used to actually work with him for 2 years. I worked with him, and he definitely knew I was disfellowshipped. So many of my family members were there. My aunt and one of my cousins, several of my cousins, and several of my friends. And even though a neighboring congregation had tried to kick me out, had even called the law on me several times, even though that had happened, they all knew about it. All those elders knew who I was and what I did. They didn't do anything to me. They didn't try to get me out of there before something crazy happened. It was insane. They didn't do anything. So I definitely did partake. My cousin saw me partake. He's actually an older man. He's in his 50s. But here's the weird thing. They saw me partake. They know I'm disfellowshipped. They know what I think. Yet after the meeting, literally, we stayed for 45 minutes. And even my cousin, who saw me partake, he was passing the emblems, by the way, came and shook my hand and talked to me as if nothing happened. They all knew I was disfellowshipped. I talked to my aunt. She talked to me, although hesitating. You know, and the elders did nothing. Even the one who knew me, he was in the back of the tea room most of the time, just letting us do, you know, talk to the witnesses. But I definitely did talk to my best friend, and he was just kind of looking at his feet. And I said, "Hey, how's it going?" You know, and I said, "I'm so glad to see you here tonight." You know, I didn't know. I said, "What made you come here?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's good to see you too." And he's looking at his feet because he just said he never wanted to talk to me again. And I told him that I loved him, and I do. He, you know, he's a very, very close friend of mine. And you know, I said I hated that we had that argument on the internet, and I do want to hang out with you. I don't want it to be this way. And he's like, yeah, I know. So, you know, and then I talked to a friend that was beside him. I talked to several people, and they saw us talking. They did nothing. And to me, that's a huge victory, especially seeing that this is some of the same people that had me kicked out. Why is this? It's because they've lost their power. Many of them know that there's something wrong with what's being taught. Many of them don't agree with disfellowshipping, and they don't have, they don't know what to do. They feel trapped, and in a sense we're freeing them by going and putting the ball in their court. I'm not going to put up with the shunning anymore. Doesn't that make you happy? Yeah, it makes it harder for them to do something that they don't want to do in the first place. They don't want to shun us. Few of them do. And the other thing is that a lot of them are realizing that they don't have the truth. They're realizing that, there's major holes in the doctrines, especially in the time we live at. With the internet, we can research anything we want. We really can find a greater truth now, and they're sick of being held back by a religion. And then the time has come to, take off these training wheels of religion. Even the Jehovah's Witnesses religion, all religion really, holds mankind back from accomplishing the great things that we could accomplish in this age, with the things that, the great strides would come in every field, every industry, and science, and everything. We could really have a wonderful world. We could really make the earth a paradise. We could have a golden age. But people want to stay stuck in their dead doctrines of religion, their dead doctrines even of science and philosophy and our world views. So, anyway, I thought it was a victory, and I'm glad to see so many people becoming proactive about this. And I think we should keep going back to the Kingdom halls and just seeing our friends and not being afraid to speak the truth, to speak what we know now. Tell them the flaws in their doctrines. And that's what they did for us. I mean, the witnesses go knocking on doors telling people that, showing them where their religions are in error. Well, they have a lot of errors, big errors. So we need to do the same for them. Point those errors out. Make them face the so-called apostates that they're so scared of. We're not apostates. Don't call yourself an apostate. I mean, that's a derogatory name that they come up with. You're not an apostate, period. So, I don't know. We just, it's time to not let them bury their head in the sand anymore. It's normal to go and talk to people, and it's normal to, you can't let them live in the bubble. There's no reason to. So, talk to your family, talk to your friends, speak your mind. And I guess that's all I have to say. But I do encourage people to continue to go to the Kingdom Hall and to continue to write letters. Call your friends and family on the phone. Knock on their door. Don't be a fanatic, though. Don't be ridiculous. Don't lose your life over it. Still enjoy your life. But, give this attention too, because it's been my experience that just ignoring this makes you miserable. Now, it will make you miserable to be completely absorbed with it and completely obsessed with it. But it also is not good to ignore it. That's my experience. That's how I feel, and I'm relating it to you because hopefully, the way I see things could help you out, and vice versa. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Thank you.